Are you ready to become somebody that can handle any situation? No matter how difficult, no matter how negative it is, you can still push forward and stay in a positive light? If so, this is going to be the episode for you because we're going to talk about the one thing that you can do to become the positive you no matter what is going on. My name is Henry, and this is the #1 mindset podcast, the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our frequency, and build that positive mindset. I'm so thankful to connect with each and every one of you today because this is going to be a powerful but somewhat difficult podcast, because if you accept this truth, you can do anything, but it's up to you to do it. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, we're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you, and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive state. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you, and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So before we dive into this message, if you enjoy this episode and you have a comment, you have something you want to add on Spotify, you can leave a comment below. Not only do those mean so much to me because I feel like I get to connect to you, but other people might discover and give this podcast a listen because of your comment. So it means so much to me. Also sharing this podcast. I want to make this the #1 mindset podcast in the world, but I can't do it without you, and I don't want to do it without you. So if you find something meaningful here and you share it, thank you so much. So this is going to be a hard episode. I've thought about it for probably the past week on how to make it to where it resonates to the point to where you can actually do this. This is one of the biggest takeaways that I've learned from doing one-on-one mindset coaching. You see, my program is the same with each person I work with. Now, it's built a little bit differently because each person has different goals and how they communicate and things like that. You know, it is custom to them, but overall the framework is the same. But unfortunately, not everybody makes the shift, makes that change into the version of themselves that they want to be. You know, we build the future version of themselves, we build the mindset, we build the steps, but some people make the change and some people don't. And you see, the reason why is out of my control. And this is probably the hardest thing for me to know. It's the most empowering thing for you to know, is that it's going to boil down eventually to a choice. The choice isn't equal for everybody. Some people, the choice to think and act as if, meaning their higher version of themselves, is not a big change. You know, they just got to think a little bit more positive and move forward. Some people have gone through generational trauma, have been hurt by everybody they cared about, that have lost, that feel pain so deeply that they can't even relate to others. But ultimately, the truth is the same. It's a choice on who you want to be. Every single day, you wake up with a choice on who you want to be. And you see, nobody is going to applaud you for making the right choice. People will just enjoy your experience more. So it's a bit of a lonely journey to be the one to make this choice every single day, but it is your choice. And unfortunately, the choice isn't fair. The easiness or difficulty of this choice is not fair, but it is still your choice. When you realize this, when you truly understand this as truth, you have the power to be whatever you want to be. But it's still your choice. Eventually, you can read every single book. You can talk to every single mindset person. You can be around the most influential, uplifting people in the world. You still have to choose who you want to be. You still have to choose the higher self over what might feel right, over what's fair, over somebody else getting theirs. You have to choose your higher self every single day. The higher self is what we build, right? We create this future version of ourselves. It's not what we have. We start with that because it's easy to envision, right? When you think about the car or the house or the way you look, those grab our attention. But it's ultimately the version of yourself. That's what we spend the time in. You build this future you, whether it's a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years down the road. You build this future you. You connect with it. You create the perfect day. It's not the perfect day in the sense you win the lottery. It's the perfect day because you love it every single day. What do? Are you working? Are you making money? Are you hanging out? Are you at the beach? Are you spending time with people? What is that day like? But it's an average day in the future you that's perfect. Once you know that, then we can start to understand how that version of you would think via their I am statements. Their I am statements are their belief guidance. Mine are I am love and I live in love and light. I am a millionaire and I receive millions of dollars a year. I am healthy and I make healthy decisions. That's how higher me thinks, so that's how current me thinks, because I want to become the person that can receive what it is that future me has received. But it's a choice every single day, every single moment to act in alignment. But the thing is, it's not the actions and thoughts that create the reality, it's the belief. The belief comes from choosing to be that over and over and over. You see, your friends aren't going to see it. Your coworkers aren't going to see it. Your family members aren't going to see it, usually. And that's what makes it difficult. Because some of these choices that you make are really hard in the beginning and don't fruit much. They don't give you much when you make a positive choice the first time, the second time, the third time. In fact, you're still probably suffering or dealing with the negative energy that has consumed you or been around you. And you're shifting, you're trying to make all these positive decisions, but you don't feel positive. You don't feel good. People still treat you as old self. That's tough. But it's not about what's tough, and it's not about what's fair. It's your choice on who you want to be. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be successful? And by successful, I mean become the higher version of you. It's your choice. I know I've said that word over and over and over, but you have to understand it is your choice. It doesn't matter the coach. It doesn't matter the therapist. It doesn't matter the influences. You still have to choose higher you every single moment. The more you do it, the more you believe it. The more you believe it, the more you'll receive it. But there's a delay. But you see, the delay is a gift. If everything was instant, every negative energy thing that you felt would consume you, and that would be the end of you. But there's a delay. There's a chance to move on. There's a chance to change your perspective beyond self. There's a chance to separate you from your ego and heal. The delay is a gift. Even on the reward. Even when you're doing the positive actions, that delay is good, because when you can do it without the satisfaction of external things, when you can be higher self when the money isn't there, if you can be higher self when the friends aren't there, if you can be higher self when the support isn't there, not only will your belief increase because you know you do it anyway, but the outcome on the other end will be so much stronger. Imagine acting and thinking in a specific way and creating that, whether it's your health, your wealth, your personal happiness, whatever it is. Just imagine focusing on it day in, day out, when it's hard, when it's raining, when the elements are against you over and over, but you still do it over and over and over. And then a year goes by and you reflect on the content of your character. You reflect on the version of you that you're building. That's empowering, because the belief happens from the choice. Give yourself that power. I'm begging you to give yourself the power that you have. It's your choice on who you want to be. It doesn't matter what someone did to you. It's still your choice. That doesn't mean they don't deserve what comes to them, but you deserve to be separate from that energy. If you have anger, if you want revenge, if you have those things within you, then those are your energy. Even if the person deserves it. That's why I say forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you. When you can forgive whatever it is, you can let it go. That's what forgiveness is. It's letting it go so that you can consume yourself with the energy that you desire. Again, doesn't matter if you're working with me, if you're working with Tony Robbins, if you're working with whoever, it doesn't matter. It's still a choice that you have to make. And until you're ready to make the choice, it doesn't matter. You can read every book, watch every YouTube video, listen to every podcast. It won't matter until you're ready to make the choice. I hope you're there because I want to see you grow so that way we can become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this podcast episode hits you in the right way, came from the right direction where you can understand it's not your fault. You're not a bad person. You're not evil. You're not any of those negative things. You're an energy having an experience that has a choice to be what it desires to be. If you want to make sure you don't miss any episodes, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. So I appreciate all the follows there. And if you listen to this episode and you're ready to take it to the next level, you do want to work with me on these exact things, this is what I do. I'm a mindset coach. My program is built upon building and discovering the higher version of yourself, bringing that within the day so that you can think and act in alignment to create what it is that you want to receive. This is what I do. I have a few spots open. I'm looking to end enrollments in July and just work with who I have at that moment. And then I'm not sure when I'll open it again. So if you've been thinking about it, if you've been on the fence, you can message me via Instagram or there's a link down below. I'll reach right back out to you and we can talk about how a program can help you become who it is that you want to become. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day and I can't wait to talk to you next time.